So as usual, we'll start this meeting by unmute everybody for the initial meditation, and then you can turn on your mics for whatever you would like to explore. So if you can turn your attention inwardly, if you like to close your eyes, then close your eyes, or try not to do anything else for now, just to be with this meditation now to start with. Don't simply use it as background. So be the listening space, the effortless space of presence. Recognize yourself as that stillness. Notice the breath. Effortless. Sensations within the body. Images that may appear to you. The singing of the birds. Not trying to go anywhere. Not trying to get somewhere. There is no distance. Between you and the sound of the airplane. There's no distance between you and the image. The hum of the airplane appears and slowly dissolves. in the spaciousness of awareness, presence, I remain as I am, formless, the reality of awareness. Invite yourself to sink deeply into that presence. You are that borderless presence. You perceive a thought, an image. But you are not defined by that which you perceive. You perceive a story. You perceive a sensation. Like you perceive the sun shining through the window. Perceive the heartbeat. Like you perceive the image of a loved one. What makes any perception personal? A thought may arise, this is my personal perception. But in your experience right now, hearing these words, there is no one doing it. And yet, we cannot deny hearing. An image appears. There is no one manufacturing this image. No personal doer. Is there? What are you? What is it? is in this moment? Is it hidden? Where would I hide? I am, irrespective of any labels or any definitions, any conceptualization. No narrative is needed. It's right there, the shining light of awareness, shining as myself, as I, this borderless, formless presence that knows itself to be and knows itself to be knowing. There is no issue with the appearance of the body, the world, the mind. It's the play of consciousness. But mistaking yourself to be an appearance, a limited mortal form existing in time and space. Is an error of the mind. That creates a sense of limitation, the illusion of separation and concern about mortality. You are not a storyline in time and space. The body may be a son, a daughter, mother, a father, a sister. The body may be white, black, brown, tall, short. All sorts of ways in which we can label the body. We can describe characteristics of the body, of the mind, so many ways. But believing yourself to be the body is the root cause of your sorrows, your deepest sorrow. In every ailment, every discomfort, every issue that arises to you, there is the belief that I am the person, somebody, overlooking our true nature, our reality, the reality of consciousness, the transparency of being, the freedom, the joy, the beauty, the absolute aspect of being. Use whatever appears to you to remind yourself that you are the reality that perceives, the reality that conceives and perceives. Everything that appears to you arises out of you, not you, the personal mind, but you as awareness arises at zero distance, complete intimacy, in the eternity of creation that you are. The eternity of being as the stillness of the ocean, and the eternity of creation as the infinite waves and currents within the ocean. The stillness and the movement. The movement does not disturb the stillness, like the waves within the ocean, the currents within the ocean do not disturb the ocean. What is it that gets disturbed. So if you have any questions, anything that you would like to share or explore, please make sure you unmute your mic. So any questions? Hello, Holger.
Hello, Magdi. Just today in this beautiful meditation, I had like several times the feeling I wasn't tired, but I just dropped away for a moment, like falling into sleep, kind of, just for some few moments. Just
What fell asleep?
my familiarity. I don't know how to answer this question right now, but it makes sense.
What falls asleep?
The body-mind.
Yeah, one could say that. But do you fall asleep?
Yes, it still feels this way, that I'm still in there. But no, because I immediately notice it, and can you ask me an easier question? I don't know right now.
So there is a thought that arises to you. It says, I fell asleep. And so you're sharing this thought with us now. What is the I within that thought that appeared to you?
Yeah, the body-mind is the only
But
idea I have.
You said, I fell asleep.
Yeah. Yeah. Slothful language.
It's an interesting question. An interesting inquiry, which you can take on with you. You can take it on if it resonates for you.
Thank you.
So when we tuck the body in bed, to sort of, rather than the flow of thoughts, to take a position under that flow. A certain looking, listening, watching, and experiencing that which is witnessing, but without a witnesser. So you also witness the witnesser. So that the witnessing and the witnesser because you are the screen of awareness. And the screen of awareness is unmoved. It's unmovable. And so the states, to refer to as the states, it's just a mental division. They appear on the screen. The screen remains knowing of itself. And the knowing of the thoughts, the dreams, and their dissolution. So the dissolution of the dream, you are as yourself without any impressions. But the I in your entire experience is awareness, is that screen, not anything else.
There was
So
great.
you could say also, what is awake this moment? You could say, well, I was asleep and now I'm awake. What is it that's awake or that's asleep? What is it that's awake this moment? Is there something awake? And what is it that's awake? And what makes that which is awake now awake? It's a similar sort of question, the flip of it. Is there somebody awake or something awake? I know that in the spiritual lingo, we talk about awakening, But, all the spiritual language is relative. It is like in the Indian tradition, they talk about the thorn, removing a thorn. It's just a thorn. So we speak of the various states, waking, dreaming, deep sleep state. We also speak of the stateless state, turiya, that which is not a state in which the states and out of which the states appear. And it's not an experience in time, it is the reality of being, of our experience, the reality of it. It's not something that you attain, it is that which is. That which is meaning that which I am. Because the I and isness are not two. The isness of I and the isness of the world, body, mind are not two, it's one isness. And that isness doesn't have qualities, phenomenal qualities of experience. It remains quality-less, non-phenomenal.
I just feel a strong tension in me, very subtle. And great joy just listening to you. So there's, who is really awake here?
So in this tension, did you say tension?
Yes, tension, yes.
In this tension, is maybe an old habit of something holding on to something. So, but you can surrender that. And you can release the hold, whatever it is that's holding on to, whatever it's holding on to. We don't care. I don't need to know. Whatever it is, what do I care? I'm not writing a dissertation about tension. So you can release it all because you're not interested in any position. You're okay with complete not knowing, complete being not knowing. There's a freedom of not knowing. It's an objectless, it's non-phenomenal freedom. It has no conditions to it, no phenomenal conditions to it, to this freedom. Which is also the freedom from any identification, from any position that we need to defend or market. So you can be like baby-like, the innocence of being. To be directionless, like a leaf on the tree that sways in the wind, whichever way the wind blows. It remains attached to the branch until the conditions change, and then the next breeze finds it floating in the air. Resting on the ground. We have never been anything else but this freedom. So we invite ourselves to live with this understanding and to cultivate this understanding via living it the best we can. That's the best loving way we can be. Okay, Holger.
Thank you.
Any questions?
Hola Magdi.
Emmanuel. Hola, Emmanuel. ¿Cómo está?
Nice to see you.
Yes, good to see you too.
Do you hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay. So could you guide me into a direct experience of my true nature now? Not like not as an idea, but something more experientially, something direct.
So you cannot find that which you're asking as a in your mind as an objective experience. When you start with the assumption that I am Emmanuel, you are starting with the wrong model, because Emmanuel is the past. So when you start with a history, with a model, Emmanuel, whichever way you describe it, whichever way you perceive it, it's not possible to know yourself, to know your freedom, to know your, let's say, your truth. So when Emmanuel asks this question, whatever Emmanuel is, Emmanuel wants to maintain itself. It wants to get something, get somewhere. And because, in fact, there isn't a reality called Emmanuel, then whatever that non-reality is looking for can only be non-real, can only be illusion. But when you turn your attention to I as presence, I, that which hears, which perceives in this moment, there isn't a past or a future. There isn't something lacking or something too much or something off. It's a transparency, presence, beingness. It's absolute. It's undeniable. What could deny it? You cannot give it a name like Emmanuel or Magdi. It has no name. It's not made out of flesh and bones. It has no, there's no matter, no material form to it. So when we are looking for a phenomenal experience, we are off. Because what we are truly looking for is non-phenomenal. And that which is looking, quote unquote, looking, that which is asking the question, that which is interesting, either it is illusion or there is a reality to it. And because there is a reality to our experience right now, whatever that reality is, we can turn our attention to the reality of this moment, of this experience. Forget about the illusion, or whatever that may be. We're interested in the reality. And when we turn our attention to the reality in this moment, you can ask yourself, what is it? What is this reality right now? What is my reality? What is the reality of this conversation? What is the reality of this perception? What is the reality of this moment? Is it not being, consciousness, awareness? Ask yourself, what is my reality? Not what is floating through the mind. It's okay, whatever is floating through the mind, but what is my reality? What is the reality of I? There is a reality right now, whatever it is. What is my experience, my direct experience of this reality? Is it not consciousness? Is it not, I don't know words for it, but we say awareness, we say presence, because presence refers to itself. It doesn't refer to an object. It doesn't refer to an image. It doesn't refer to an idea. It doesn't refer to belief. Presence refers to itself. Similarly, awareness refers to itself. It doesn't refer to an oak tree in the yard. It doesn't refer to the song singing of the birds. It refers to itself. It's self-referent. Now, it could be that the mind, because of the tendencies over the past years, says, well, what is its color? What is its smell? What is its shape? How much does it weigh? How much money does it have in the bank account, etc. Because the mind, over all these decades, is living with a model of objective reality. Objective reality. There is a reality out there, reality of the world, reality of the storm, reality of the rain, reality of the bird, reality of my mother, the reality of my car. But in your experience, it has to be in this very moment, right? If there is a reality, it has to be in this moment. It has to be right now. So what is the reality right now? Is it the table? Is it the wall? Is it my feet, my arms, the belly? What is your experience of that which is real, which is absolute, which you can ask yourself the question anytime, what is my reality? It's always the same answer. Always the same answer. It's not my story. It's not my name. It's not Emmanuel, the 30-year-old, Emmanuel, the 32-year-old, Emmanuel, the 15-year-old. It's not that. That always you can answer yes to. That which you can always answer yes to is I, whatever that is, I awareness, I presence.
Yeah, it's like presence, awareness.
That is direct experience. It's not a concept, not a story, not, oh, let's talk about awareness, our consciousness. It's our direct experience. It is our reality. We know it because we are it. I is this awareness. I is this presence. I know I am, and I am. I don't need to ask my mom, my dad, my teacher, no. I don't need to ask anybody. The I knows it is. I is self-knowing. Across the board, irrespective of the weather, irrespective of whether it's the year 2017, 2020, 2080. Doesn't matter whether it's 6 o'clock in the morning or 10 o'clock at night. Why do we move away from this understanding? Why do we go to I, the son, the father, the mother, the daughter, the driver, the mechanic, the dancer, the astronaut? Why do we limit? Because any description you give to I, you say even I, the president of the world, is still limited. Why do we do that? It's an interesting question. Because we do that, I know. I mean, I'm not being judgmental about it. I'm just
yeah, describing a fact.
wondering, why do we do that? I mean, we live like that way. I know it, you know it, we all know it. So there is an option for us. There is a possibility for us to really honor our understanding, the reality of our experience. If we don't honor the reality of our experience, what else are we honoring? We must be honoring something that is not real. If you're honoring truth, period, right? What else would you honor besides truth? Yes? This is an important recognition. That's a recognition of the I, what I am, what I is. And the body-mind, that's not what it is. Your life is not about the body-mind. The body-mind is instrument, a tool that can be used, which we are using it now, towards understanding, and which also can be used for as consciousness wishes. Life, enjoy listening to the birds. But the suffering is from the identification. The suffering doesn't come because the bank account has gone to zero. That's not where the suffering is. No. The suffering is, oh my God, what's going to happen to me? Why did this happen to me? I was so good all my life. Why is God punishing me? The identification. There is no way around it. There is no way around it.
Mm-hmm.
If you are identified and you keep identifying yourself and you want to come to the experience of the peace of being, you can't. You can't swim in the water and say, I want to be dry, or you want to be dry and you want to be warm, and you travel to Siberia, you know, in your t-shirt. So in life, be light, be playful. Don't take it so seriously. So seriously, just don't struggle. Don't just do the best. Above all, you don't need to identify yourself with anything that's appearing to you, because that which appears to you is just an appearance to you. You are not affected by the appearance. There may be something that's appearing within the body. I don't know. You hurt your leg or something. But that's at the body level. That appears to you. You, meaning awareness. Something is appearing to awareness. Is anything happening to awareness? Nothing. Nothing happens to awareness. But when we identify ourselves with the body, with the mind, then the impression we have is that all sorts of things are happening to us. And so we're struggling with this, oh, no, with that, not you know, as identified. But in fact, everything that you experience arises effortlessly out of the universal order, let's say, cosmic manifestation. And so what's the point of saying, oh my God, why me? What? What do you mean, why me? There's no why me. It's the cosmos. We are not separate from the cosmos. Our body, this human body, and the body of the cat, and the body of the earth, and the body of this galaxy, and the body of the universe is all one body. Like this particular wave on the ocean is made out of the whole ocean, is part of the whole ocean. This wave right there isn't arising out of itself. It's not saying, okay, now I'm going to become a wave. No, it's the ocean. It's waving or not waving.
Mm.
Right? Well, that's at the body-mind level. And what are you? You can only answer that question by going directly to the reality of your experience right now. You cannot go to thought. If you go to thought, you say, oh, I am Emmanuel, born in Costa Rica such a year, blah, 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 blah. You are speaking about images and thoughts that are appearing to you. The images and the thoughts in the narrative are about the body, mind, or your father, or the government, or whatever it is, but it's not about you, because there is no possible narrative about I.
Yeah.
No possible narrative. Because I is not perceived. You can make a narrative about something you perceive. You can look at the traffic and you can call and say, Megdi, you know, let me tell you what's happening downtown San Jose, because you're perceiving it. But there is no narrative about I, because there's nothing that perceives I. I is self-knowing. And it knows itself. as I, absolute. Absolute meaning not subject to time and space, not subject to conditions, not subject to situations. And as that which perceives, that which knows, I know I am, and I know that I perceive. And I know that I am not perceived. But in ignorance, we think that that which is not perceived is not real. In ignorance, in our conditioning, there is the belief that that which we perceive is real, but that which perceives is not real. Is mind, is consciousness, is awareness, but it's not real. But the galaxies are real, and the earth is real, and the oak tree in the yard is real, and my mother is real, and everything that is real is only real as consciousness. Because reality is not something that comes and goes and changes. Reality, that which we know in this moment, is I, awareness, consciousness. And everything else, its reality, is the reality of consciousness. So you need to take this understanding, because you have this understanding, and live it. Invite yourself to live as this understanding. I know the old model is going to try to tell you, okay, hey, listen, what's happening to me? You know, nothing is happening to me. Nothing ever happens to consciousness. And I know there's going to be what's happening to me, Manuel, me, blah, blah. There will be this back and forth. So you need to apply your understanding. Invite yourself to, okay, how can I be in this situation, live the situation as consciousness, as that which is the whole, the complete abundance, the complete being, peace of being. If you notice a combat, don't engage in the combat. If you notice a tendency to explore possibilities, explore, okay, you know, yes, there can be at the body-mind, but consciousness has no issues with that. Has no issues. I know the mind will say, oh, no, it's not possible. I can't do it. I can't, you know, it's too much. Be ready for the mind to, it's going to come and say that. It's going to come and say, no, I can't, you know, it's hell, I cannot do it. You see, there is going to be that tendency. But there is also the understanding that nothing affects the wide open sky. Even if there is a huge tornado or a fantastic lightning thing, nothing is happening to the wide open space. So apply this understanding in your life. In particular situations will arise for you, whatever situation, you don't know. Explore that.
Okay, Mike. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, Manuel. Any questions? Okay, well, if there are no more questions, well, thank you all. Very lovely to be with you. Isaac, Emmanuel, Holger. Hello, Zoe. Shiva, George. Salut, Shiva. Hey, Jeff. Nice to see you, Jeff. Gisela. Hi, Gisela. Marga. Hello, Marga. Holly. Hi, Holly. Hello, Lone. John. Hey, John. And Dee. Thank you all.
Thank you, Magdi.
Thank you, Magdi.